Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Midday in the Middle with Art4Truth. That is we. Today, is, whoa, what's going on here? Oh. Today is Thoughtful Thursday. What in the Sam Hill? That works. This should be working. Let me see here. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. Oh, huh. That is not plugged in. Yo. Greetings. Hey, whoa, there we go. Thank you all for your patience here. Today is Thoughtful Thursday, so I will share some thoughts and ideas while playing the guitar. Wherever you are, I hope it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day here. Getting pretty warm, but it is summertime still for at least another month. It's been a weird summer. It's been a weird spring and summer with the so-called pandemic and all these things going on. Certainly had to refocus. A lot of my things that I do are no longer there to be done. So I've been doing a lot of different other kinds of things. One thing that I've been doing that I very much have been enjoying for close to 2 months now is meditating, sitting and meditating. It's not unlike having a psychedelic experience, to be perfectly honest. In fact, there's plenty of precedent for that being very much that kind of an experience. Ram Dass talked about a lot of his experiences when he went to India, for example, or the East, and introduced some of the popular methods of experience to some these ancient Hindu practitioners. We got a lot of different responses. Some liked what he had to offer better, some didn't like it at all. One famous, kind of a quote, but I don't know if I got the quote quite right. It's something to the effect of, why open the gates of heaven for 5 minutes when you can open them for a lifetime? And so I've been appreciating the power of meditation, physical, spiritual, mental, instinctual, intuitive, intellectual, all of that. It's just profound. It's incredible. It's not about religion. It's not about, yes, it is about spirituality, but it's about being. It's about being present. Being present in the moment, existing. The most existential state you can be in, just simply existing and being. your eyes are closed, sure, I won't speak for everybody. I sure see tons of shit with my eyes closed. Even with meditating, I can't shut it off completely. But let's say you're sitting down and just being. You're sitting down, and your eyes are open, okay? You're existing, but you're still affected by the things of existence, that shelf, that book, that tree, whatever it might be. When you close your eyes, you are also affected by existence, but it's a whole other world. You can turn it to just pure existence without anything else. It's really phenomenal. I highly recommend it. When I first started the routine almost 2 months ago, I thought it might be difficult. But within the first day or second or third day, I was doing a half hour easy, and it's like, holy crap, that went by fast. Not every day is the same. Some days go longer. But it was immediately hooked. I was immediately like, yeah, this is powerful. This is intense. Seeing entities, hearing voices, it was, it's good, honest connection to the larger of life. And I've really been trying to use it to help me through the day, through my life, through the troubles and strife. Trying to learn to be patient, forgiving to myself included, and understanding. Everybody's got their disconnects with the world, from the world. Some people feel more disconnected than others. Some people feel like what most people do is just not for them at all. I definitely fall into a category of feeling like an outsider to the general hubbub of the world. But to do so with patience, love, understanding, and the idea that you're still included. I'm not all that out there. I'm not seven-headed Hydra alien creature that needs to consume half an ocean a day in order to live. I mean, it's nothing that crazy, but coming to terms with being and oneness is a really powerful thing. And losing resentment. I know folks of some profound intelligence who hold on and have known, who have held on to a great deal of resentment, and it affects them. It puts them even more alienated and seems to keep them from being able to really fulfill the purpose and what they're capable of doing. I try to remember that. It's coming down, maybe. I try to remember that I also hold resentment, and that maybe it's a natural thing, maybe it's something that can be like used well. If you have a resentment, analyze it. What does it mean? Is it in you, or that you something that you need to just say grow up, or is it something that you need to do? Because if you don't, you'll hold on to it. I know I've tried to let go of a lot of stuff that I should have said some things about, and it hurts after a while. It definitely does, and it can be affecting. So I'm trying hard to be more connected to dealing with things rather than just pushing them aside. It's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. But in all of that, I'm trying to have compassion, understanding, love, patience. To be strong, but also to be full of kindness and try to focus on the positive things. Because ultimately, viewing the beauty of things, focusing on that part, trying to incorporate that most into your life is, I think, a paramount element of getting it, of really kind of being, and even of dealing with resentment. We'll see how this works out. The positive, the joy, the beauty, it's just incredible. There's something beyond. It's just really profound. had a thought earlier today. Well, it was a evolution of a thought. It's not a new thought, but I put it together a little bit. Here's a quote for you. Well, maybe it's not a quote. We'll see what happens. It's an idea at least. Here it goes. So, science will always be one step behind the universe. Art will always be one step ahead of the universe of infinity. And we are in between. Maybe I could change it to science one step behind our understanding of the universe, art one step ahead of our understanding of the universe. But we lie somewhere in between. Some more on lean to one side than the other, but ultimately it's sort of a conglomeration. Maybe that in between comes from that existence, that being within. Science and art are both things we do, right? They might be energies, they might be tools, they might be all these different things that you can, all these different words you can use to describe them. But they are doings. They are things that require some sort of action, some sort of doing. One can exist, one can sit and meditate and be with everything, be with it all. And maybe that's like the ultimate in the middle, or maybe that's the sphere that encompasses it. But we do stuff. We're humans. We can't all just sit and meditate 24 hours a day, at least certainly not yet. Maybe we wouldn't even want to. This microphone is bugging me. It keeps slowly. Alright, let's see if that. It was slowly creeping like a little snail. Alright. So, if you haven't figured it out, I go by Art4Truth. I live a little bit on that other side. But if you're ahead of something, you're not fully connected to it either. In a way you are, but you have to come back in. And if you're behind something, then you're not fully connected to it either. You're close, you're discovering, you're working on it, but somewhere you gotta kind of come in. Just being and not doing is important, I think, to really understand science and art. Sometimes it's not about explaining. Sometimes it's not about creating. Sometimes it's just about being. Science and art, and I'm including the larger compass. For art, I'm including, in this at least, everything, music and our creations, our connections to creations. And And by science, I'm also pretty much including everything. I'm including not just our mechanisms for understanding things, but the things themselves. So basically, I'm including nature into that. We can be with those things too. We can be with nature, and we can be with art. Someone had to make the art. There has to be some mechanism for the development of nature. But you can sit and be in front of a painting. You can sit and be in the midst of nature, or in the midst of like a planetarium even, which is certainly science. So both the mechanisms of understanding provide us with avenues of being. But something had to be done first. So what is the separation, if any, between doing and being? If the universe is science, or if the universe is art, and we can just be with it, well, how did it come to be? In the first place, there was a doing. There's always doing. Even if you're sitting and being, your molecules are doing stuff, your cells are doing stuff, your mitochondria and the nuclei and your ribosomes and chromatosomes and all of the different things don't stop. The electrons spinning around, your neurons don't stop. Their being is doing. Sleeping, you're doing something. You're still breathing, you're existing, of course, there's all that. But you're also dreaming. Now there's an interesting phenomenon for you. Dreams can be freaking weird. I don't think that they're fully connected either to our experience or to the things that mean something to us or whatnot. They're portals to other realms, to the larger collective subconscious. If you try to just view your dreams as an analysis of your own life, then I think you might be missing the point, or some of the point, of why those dreams exist and what's actually happening in those dreams. There's elements that happen sometimes in my dreams that I've never experienced, or even was aware of at all, but there's like a portal opening to now, they're a part of my life. And there's that place between dreams. I know that there's some of the first aliens that I've ever experienced were in that place between dreaming and waking. Aliens/entities. I don't believe that we exist within our own experience. I think that we can open up, and sometimes we do it without even trying, subconsciously, like in our dreams, connect to other parts of being. We are actually connected to every possible thing that could ever possibly happen in any number of possible infinities. Let me retract. We are at least connected to all of the possible things that could ever possibly happen within this infinity. It's very possible that beyond this infinity, and yes, I believe in infinite infinities. It's also possible that there's a finite number of infinities, because that would make sense in the realm of contradiction, the contradictory nature of reality, the dual nature, where something simultaneously is and isn't that thing. So if infinity is indeed infinite and endless, then it would make some sense to think that it also isn't, because it completely, absolutely, positively contradicts itself. So I think we have enough to deal with within one infinity. That's where I try to keep my focus. I try to be present within every single possibility within this infinity, which is a big thing. It makes Google look like barely the number one. Should I say barely the number two? Because one is that singularity that is everything. Real numbers start after one. Yeah, we got a lot to deal with within one infinity. And I think that's our realm. Maybe there's some of you out there that have traveled with complete and utter certainty to other infinities. I certainly wouldn't deny that, but I know that I feel quite satisfied with dealing with one for now and acknowledging the possibilities of all the others and the existence of all the others, but one is enough. present with every single possibility of all things that could possibly be within infinity. It might seem like an overwhelming, daunting thing, even impossible, but I don't think it is. You don't have to picture every possibility. Each one doesn't have to go in your head. You just have to be with infinite possibility. Which goes back to the quote or whatever, the thought that I started this particular tangent with. Well, I guess I started with some other stuff, but the quote about science and art, okay? Science being one step behind and art being one step ahead. If you're one step behind, there's always something else, always something else, always something else, no matter how far you go through infinity. So science works with infinity in that sense. And if you're one step ahead, that means that there's always something that you're ahead of, that it's not going to surpass you. It's not, so you always have to keep going through infinity. So art and science work in that perspective, and looking at it that way, to help us connect with the possibilities of all infinity. Here we are, still struggling with how to govern ourselves, how to eat in some cases. Humanity as a whole right now is in need of a lot of healing and a lot of growth. But it starts with you, the individual, getting your own shit together, finding ways to serve somehow within the place that you are. I think that you can't just go out and expect to change the whole world instantly if you're a mess. But if you're a mess, you can still do some things beyond yourself to serve and to help and participate while you take care of yourself. Sometimes maybe you need to step away and fix, but there's always going to be something. Rembrandt didn't figure out art and stop painting. He always kept going and learning until the day he died. So there's always going to be that growth and change. And if you just step out away from things until you're perfect, then you're never going to be part of things. Certainly that's something I've had to learn. Where I felt, all right, I just need to back away, but then it can be a constant cycle. You can get into a total backward pedaling cycle, so to speak, of it. It's simultaneous, like being present, simultaneous with art, simultaneous with science, simultaneous with neither of those things. You move forward, you do what you can, you take time to reflect, and you take time to just do. I think we need it all. Anyways, that's my half hour for this midday in the middle jam, Thoughtful Thursday. That's enough ranting for right now anyways. Thank you for letting me express my thoughts. Take them with what you will. I certainly encourage you taking them with at least a couple grains of salt. But I wouldn't oversalt them and make them unpalatable, because there's something there. I appreciate you all very much. I appreciate the opportunity to share this. I wish you all love and happiness. I truly do, even as we struggle through the pains of life together. Just keep loving your heart, keep making art, and thank you all very much for your ear and your time. Oh, I may not be back tomorrow. I've got some things going on where I normally do Midday in the Middle, for those of you who are keeping up and paying attention. I will try to do a jam tomorrow for sure, and Saturday and whatnot, but this next week and things coming up are going to be very different for me, with some things going on. So I will do my best to keep posting something daily or close to it, but it might not necessarily be Midday in the Middle. I may get a chance to do some midnights in the middle, so we'll see. Anyways, thank you for your patience. Bear with me, and we'll see you the next time I see you.